Neen Abanujiag, it is time for Tuesday Literacy. And the book I have for you today is called Kode's Question, a Story of Respect. And I just want to show you something kind of cool. Can you see these curved lines that are kind of cutting into this word question? The reason they did that is actually kind of clever. It's to kind of say, well, you can look at this part, but you can also choose to not look at it, to not pay attention to it. And when you cover up that part, now this reads Kode's quest. And a quest is like an adventure or a journey, some kind of mission that you're choosing to go on. So this book is called not only Kode's question, something Kode is wondering, but also Kode's quest or Kode's journey to try and figure something out. So kind of cool. I wanted to show you that before we started reading. And the book was written by Katharina Vermette and illustrated by Irene Kazoo. And I chose this book because it goes along with our grandfather teaching of this week, which is respect. And I talked a little bit earlier during our morning meeting about this grandfather teaching, how it is about accepting differences and speaking well of others and being kind. But respect it's such a great big idea. It's a huge idea. There are so many details we could list that have to do with respect. So the question that Kode has, this character Kode in our story, and the big question for her is, well, what is respect? And hopefully this story will help us get a better idea of exactly what that is. So without further ado, here we go, right into Tuesday Literacy. Kode's question, a story of respect. Betsy, the cultural teacher, tells Mushkode Bijiki, Kode for short. Mushkode Bijiki is buffalo. Remember that the buffalo is the animal we use when we're talking about respect. So here's Betsy, the cultural teacher, and here is Mushkode Bijiki. It's her Indian name, but she likes to be called Kode for short. So Betsy, the culture teacher, tells Kode that the next teaching is respect. And Kode has heard that word before, but she doesn't think that she knows exactly what it means. So she asks the smartest man that she knows, "What is respect in Day?" And her dad tells her, "Respect is when we treat Mother Earth well." And Kode knows how to be good to the earth. She cleans up the yard and she rakes the leaves, but she's still a little confused. That wasn't a big enough answer for her. She's still wondering. So she asks the smartest woman she knows, "What is respect, ni mama?" And her mom tells her, "Respect is when you are good to people." And Kode knows how to do that. She's kind to her classmates and she's kind to her family, but she's even more confused about what respect means. So she asks the smartest girl she knows, "What is respect, Nimise?" And her older sister tells her, "Well, respect is when you honor your elders." And Kode knows how to do that. She visits Gokom and Mishom, and she helps with their chores. But she is even more confused than ever about this word, respect. Gosh, and Day told her one thing, Mama told her another, and now Miss Sayin, her big sister, tells her something else. So she asks the smartest boy she knows, "What is respect, Nisaye?" And her oldest brother tells her, "Respect is when you are good to yourself in a good way." Well, I can do that, Kode thinks. And that night she eats all her vegetables. because they are good for her. But she's still confused. How can respect mean so many different things? Well, she has to ask the smartest old man she knows. What is respect, Nimishomis? And her grandfather tells her, respect is when you know and live by our 7 grandfather teachings. Well, Kode knows all the teachings: love and bravery, humility, wisdom, honesty, truth, and respect. Oh my goodness, so many, many different ideas. Look at all those things people told her about and she's thinking about. Her head is filled with all these things. She has to talk to the smartest old woman she knows. What does respect mean, Nokomis? Her grandmother looks at her for a long time and says, respect is when you do the best you can, as much as you can. Kode thinks about this for a long time. She doesn't think that she knows any more than she did when she started. Oh, yeah, look at her face, just thinking about it so much. She got such different answers from everybody in her family that she asked. I can see why she's feeling confused and why that might even make her feel a little discouraged. Respect is a really big idea. So she goes back to her teacher, her culture teacher, Betsy. Teacher, I asked my whole family, but I don't think I know what respect means. Oh, says Betsy, what do you think it could mean? Kode takes a deep breath. It's something about being good to the earth and your people, and honoring your elders and yourself in a good way, and doing the best you can. And Betsy just smiles. And Kode understands. So, in the story, Kode was given so much advice about what respect can be. And respect is all of those things that she was told, and even more than that. So I thought that with our story, and you'll need something to write with and something to write on if you want to do this. You could do it right into Seesaw if you choose. That would be entirely up to you. But one thing Kode learns, and that we will all be learning together, is that respect means that we are connected to our community. It means you're connected to your family, who you live with, even the relatives that you don't live with. You're connected to our school community, Anishinaabe Academy. Even though we're not all together in our school building, we are all still connected. You're connected with your neighborhood, and you're connected with all of our Ojibwe people. No matter which tribe, which reservation they're from. We're all connected, all of us. Because that's what part of respect is, being a part of your community. And the other thing that's important about being connected to your community is respect has to do with how you conduct yourself, how you choose to act and move through the world and interact with the people in our community. So Kode didn't necessarily talk about how with each of those things that her mother and her father and her older sister and older brother and her grandparents talked about, which is how she chooses to be helpful. She mentioned it a little bit, like she helps her grandparents do chores. She helps dad out in the yard and the garden. Um, that when her mom tells her that she should be kind, she knows, like, oh, I do help out at school and I'm nice to my friends and I do all of those things. And I respect myself and I take care of myself like my brother told me to. And so she mentions little ways that she chooses to be helpful to herself and to her community and her family. And so I would like you to think about that same thing. And so I would like you to put your name in the middle of this because you are a member of your community. So on mine, I'm going to write my name, Ogie, and I'd like you to think of 3 different ways that you choose to be a helpful member of the communities that you belong to. So, for instance, one way that I choose to be helpful in the community I belong to at school, one way that I choose to be helpful at school. And so I can tell you right now, one thing that I do to be helpful at school actually starts at home. And that's I go to bed and I eat good food. Because you have to take care of your body and your heart and your mind so that you can be helpful to other people. Because if I don't eat, I get grouchy. It'd be pretty hard to be helpful to people when I'm cranky. And I would get cranky too if I didn't go to sleep and get that rest. And remember, when you're sleeping, that's when your brain is doing all your growing. So to be at my smartest, I need sleep. So that's one of the ways I help at school is actually by taking care of myself when I'm at home. Another way that I help at school is when I'm at school, I do work for my class. One of the ways that I help at school is by getting things nice and neat and organized for you. So I make sure that there are tons of books for you. I make sure that I know where your snack is and I get all that taken care of. I make coloring sheets for you and make sure that whatever we're learning about, I already went to the copy room and I made papers for you to fill out and do with me. So getting my work done is part of helping my community. And one last thing that I do at school to be helpful in the community is, I don't know if you know this, you might, because it usually makes me late to get back to you guys. Sometimes you're already waiting in the hallway for me. Is I teach, and it's a long E. This is a vowel team. This A gives all its strength to the E. I teach Ojibwe way. I teach Ojibwe to the teachers. Teachers. T, it's going to be that E and the A vowel team again. So teachers. Ch, that's R controlled. Teachers. So I don't know if you know this, but on one morning a week, I teach Ojibwe to the teachers. And that helps our community because our language is really important to us and it helps remind us who we are and it helps remind our teachers who maybe aren't Ojibwe but love us and love our community. It helps them become more connected in a deep heart way to our people and to our community. So these are 3 different ways that I show respect by knowing I'm connected to my community and choosing to be helpful. So let's put your name in the middle and tell me 3 ways that you choose to be connected and helpful in our community. All right. I love you. I miss you. I'll see you in another video again real soon.